Welcome back to the land of the seven suns with Fishy Plantman as your host. Okay, I thought I would do another plant video. We had a couple of fish videos, and well, I don't want people thinking that I'm going into fish videos and forgetting about the plants. So here's a plant video, and it's really kind of a warning, really, as the title will suggest. This plant, the arrowhead, I'm not sure which variety this is. I'm not really into that whole name thing. But turns out this plant is apparently mildly, moderately toxic. You see, I thought I would propagate, there's the propagation, that I would propagate it and, try a couple of experiments in the process. One of which would be putting it in my aquarium and letting the roots grow down into the aquarium. Well, if its sap is toxic, I'm not going to be doing that. And you might be thinking, well, if it's the sap and not just touching it like poison ivy or poison oak, you touch it, you get itchy, then why not? If the plant has to be broken where it can produce sap, then it's fine. Well, yeah, but that's kind of just it, isn't it? If the plant should get damaged and the sap drips into the tank, then the toxin is now in the aquarium because, you were trying to get a dead leaf or something and broke something. I haven't seen it on this plant, but on like orchids, you've got the happy sap. If I get happy sap on this, could the toxin be in that? So, not going to be in the aquarium. It's not going to become a floor model where the little dog might decide to taste a leaf. Pretty close. I mean, it's down there on that low shelf. But my little dog doesn't seem to care about the plants. She's getting old now, and it is not into chewing on plants. So I think we're pretty safe there. But I do need to watch that this plant doesn't get hurt, we should say. If it does get on your skin, apparently it causes irritation and can cause vomiting. Now, I imagine you have to somehow accidentally ingest it, or maybe if your child's chewing on the leaves, maybe call poison control because she would be ingesting the sap that way if you got, like a little child that thinks he's going to chew on the plant. Maybe not have this plant with children. That kind of scares me a little bit, thinking about a child chewing on a toxic plant. I laugh, but that's not funny. So, it's not going into the aquarium. But I can propagate it, and I can try one of the other thoughts that I had. You can see with this older specimen, I wasn't sure how old it is or anything when I got it, but it's certainly more grown out than this little cutting I just took. And it's fining. I guess that's normal for arrowheads. I really don't know much about them. Hence why I looked up, is this plant toxic before putting it in the aquarium? Boy, am I ever glad I did that. So, but anyway, it vines. You got the main, plant here. It goes up and you get, 3 or 4 leaves seems to be normal. But then you got this vine going down, and of course it goes all the way down to the base of the plant. And if you look, hang on, we got a drop. I'll be back. I'm going to deal with that drop, hopefully before... Okay, sorry about that. I didn't want it dropping onto the glass or worse, the floor. It looks like I've got that tissue under there. It can drip on that. Okay, I wasn't expecting sap to come dripping out for some reason, because when I first cut it, it was pretty dry. But then I went and watered it, so, anyway, there's the apparent toxic sap, dripping out of the wound. So, yeah, have to let that dry off. Anyway, I gotta be careful not to touch that and have it get on my hand or something. But if you look down in the, I don't know if you can really see it, and yeah, I don't want to get, too close and end up touching that. But a couple of 3 have been cut right back to the base. More than likely to propagate. I cut it further up, and unless I get amazing results, I don't think I'm going to be doing that again because of that drip. When you cut it, it slowly but does end up dripping this sap. But the reason I did it is because I want to see if some of these little nodes look like they might be eyes, will develop out of several spots. It looks like when you cut it all the way back, you get, several stems coming out from the cuts. And, cutting it back there, you would just have the sap going into the plant, which is probably one thing. But you don't want it dripping, on your table, on your floor. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can't get several coming out of here. And if I do, that's great. But if it's just like one coming out of the end, like tends to happen so often with the Lucky Bamboo, I'll probably just cut it back. Maybe the previous owner is onto something and they already know this, and that's why the stems were cut back, so the sap doesn't drip everywhere, and it may or may not really be worth it. I will find out and keep you updated. Okay. But here's the baby. Turn it. I just stuck it in dirt because I can't put it in the aquarium. At least I'm not willing to do that experiment. I don't want to kill my fish. So there's the cutting, and I'll keep you updated. It had some roots coming out up toward the top, like, some of these others. See, that was kind of hard to tell, but those are roots just below the plant. So I'm hoping they'll take up water before the whole thing dehydrates and start growing again. So that's the plan. I just poked it in dirt down, got most of those roots down below the surface, and just left the crown of this where the leaves come out, poking out the top. And yeah, that's what I've got. Okay, talk to you next time.